Okay, so now let's create the animation. So out here you see the animations at the bottom. If you don't see it, you can go over to Window and you can bring in the Animations tab. Okay, it's already checked in by default. When you're creating a new widget, when you open that new widget in its new editor, in its own UMG editor, you will normally see the animations, the timeline, and the compiler results also at times. But this will be there, and if you want, you can close it down and can again bring it over, and by going to Window and Animations. Right. So inside Animations, let's click on the plus animation, and let's give this animation a name, and I'll call this anim underscore kill feed pop up. Okay, why not? Okay, and once we have that, we have to select the track. Now the track is going to be selected from all the different elements that you want to pick up and animate. So when you click on this, it's going to be all named widgets. Okay, and so these are all the widgets that you have. You have, this is the canvas panel itself, and this is going to be the kill feed pop up. This is the canvas panel slot. Then you have the label ukill. So you have to make sure that you bring in the kill feed pop-up and not the canvas panel slot. Okay, so I'll just bring in the kill feed pop-up there, and then I'll add more subtracks to that particular element. And when I click on plus, and it's asking, these are all the things that I can animate by default. Okay, and first thing is I'm going to be bringing in the color and opacity, because I need to lerp the color, the opacity from 0 to 1, and also I need to transform it by arranging its position. So we'll also do that. So we have two tracks, we have two subtracks inside the kill feed pop-up that we'll be animating. So or the properties of the kill feed pop-up, color and opacity, and the transform. Okay, so now that we have these tracks, now we have to decide how many seconds do we want to show this animation or this notification. And the way we want to do it is we want to start off with this guy with the kill feed pop-up. Over a period of time, we want him to show up with full opacity, and then again over a period of time we want him to fade out and then also move away. So while he's moving away, it's also fading out. Okay, so let's decide how do we want to do it. So let's decide on a value. Let's say 3 seconds. Okay, we want this whole thing to be happening within 3 seconds. Kill feed pop-up to be fading in and then fading out, and at the same time moving down. So the whole thing is going to happen over 3 seconds. So let's say over 1.5 seconds or half a second, I want to bring in the color and opacity to 1. Okay, so now this is going to be shown here, right? So now you can see that when I hit play, you can see that over half a second it's going to be shown. Okay, but we're not going to stop there. In fact, we want to go all the way over to 3 seconds, right? So then again, I'll drag this to 3 seconds like that, and then again I'll bring the opacity to 0. Okay, so that'll be like that. Okay, so now if I hit play, you can see that it's fading in and then slowly fading out over 3 seconds. The fade in is quick because we want to show him and we want to give him ample time for him to look at the notification and read what's in there and then fade out. While at the same time, while he is in here, while between 0.5 and 3 seconds, I also want to add, a transform key as well. So I'm going to click on this. Okay, I want to click on the transform key, and then when I get here, I want to click on the translation key, and I want to move the Y down here like that. Okay, so if I do that, I think like this, maybe if I can bring him down like that, I don't know. So let's see. Oh, okay. It's translation. Okay, I think I got the wrong one. Anyway, so if this is for the translation. So if I can select, okay, I'll just scroll down. I'll select these guys. I'll hit delete. Okay, and I'll also select this and I'll hit delete. So all I have now is the translation, and I'll just click on this and hit delete as well. So now if I hit play, all I have is the fade in and fade out effect, which is fine. So I'll do it again. So once I come in here, it fades in it fades in and fades out. That's fine. Now at this point, and when I reach here, I want this translation to move down like that, like this. Okay, so we'll move over, let's say 120. Okay, and now if I hit play, okay, all right, think that's not the case. So I think I'll just delete that. And so let's try again. Okay, so that's fading off. That's good. So I'll add a key for translation here, right? And then out here, I'll bring him down like that. And I'll say 100, 120, right? And then again, I'll click on this to get these keys in. Now, if I hit play, I can see that he slowly fades off as he moves down. Okay, so which is actually looking kind of good. So we'll do the same thing, and we'll also have to carry these two labels or these two text blocks as it's fading in and fading out. So both of these elements also have to have the same kind of effect because it's also a part of the kill feed pop-up. So again, when I play that and it's fading out and it's looking pretty nice. Okay, so let's test it again, and it goes down and fades off and moves nicely. Right, all good. I'm going to close that, and compile it just in case, and also save it. Now go all the way back here, and now we have to add a new track. Okay, and now the next track is going to be we're going to need the label you killed, right? So the label you killed is going to be treated the same way. And first we need to add a track for color and opacity, and then we're going to need to add a color and track for transform, right? So for the color and opacity, it's going to be the same thing. At 0.5 seconds, the opacity of the text is going to be 1. Okay, and at 3 seconds again, the opacity is going to be 0. Okay, so when I play that, and you can see that it's actually happening that way. Okay, so opacity, this is 0, this is 1 for opacity. And did I add the transform? Yeah, nope. And this is 0. Oh, this is directly going to 0, and this is also that. Okay, so now if you look at it, now it's fading off nicely. Okay, so 0.5 after you add the keyframe, and then it's slowly fading off to 0. Now the only thing remaining to be done is adding the transform with adding a transform keyframe as well. Now of course, when you go down, you just collapse this, bring in transform, go to translation, and then first click on this so that it gets the keyframes for translation. And then when it comes down to here, I want this guy to move along with him. So the easiest way to get that is go over to the color and opacity and click on this color and opacity and click on that point and look at the translation. It's at this point. Okay, I think I should be going over to kill feed pop-up, not that. So if we go to transform, it's 120, right? At the end of the 3rd second, the Y of the kill feed pop-up is 120. So we will get the same value. I'll just copy that just in case, and I'll collapse this, reopen this, go over to the transform Y, and then out here, so he already has a keyframe there. And at this point, I'll set the keyframe first. Okay, and then I'll give it a value of 120. Okay, there you go. All right, so there you go. And